wherever you're listening now, whether it's a quiet afternoon or an evening settling in, you might notice how the room seems to have its own unique lighting. Soft, warm, sometimes shifting as you look around. And imagine just for a moment that you're sitting beside a gently glowing lantern, the kind that seems to breathe with the rhythm of your thoughts. The light isn't harsh. It simply invites you to let those small tensions drift into the background as you settle in, allowing yourself to relax deeper with each comfortable breath. And you might be surprised how simply noticing the gentle glow can help you begin to feel at ease right now. And as you allow your awareness to drift with that soft glow, you might sense how the light quietly expands and contracts, just like your own growing comfort. And perhaps each flicker of the lantern encourages you to settle down even more comfortably. And as your gaze softens, whether your eyes are open or closed, you may find yourself drawn inwards, as if you're exploring a cozy room within your own mind. The gentle light wraps around you, making it easy to sink more fully into this moment, letting outer concerns become softer, more distant, as you're simply here now in this gentle pool of light. And all around that softly lit space, it's easy to imagine how a lantern continues shining, even when a window brings in a gust of wind. The flame trembles, maybe wavers, but somehow finds its way to settle back. And you can't always control the breeze, just as you can't always predict when another person's feelings, perhaps a spark of jealousy, might stir the air you share. And yet, as the lantern holds its center, you may realize that a calm inner light remains, even as emotions swirl. People often mean well, reaching for reassurance in the only way they know, sometimes with a grip that feels just a little too tight. And just as a lantern doesn't blame the wind, but simply shines, there's a wisdom in noticing your own response, seeing that reactions can be invitations to look deeper rather than alarms to flee. And perhaps as you linger in that soft lit space, some part of you is gently reminded that your value isn't defined by someone else's uncertainty. And you might wonder if jealousy is a sign of caring tangled up in fear. And what if you could meet that feeling with understanding instead of conflict? Picture in your mind how each time the wind shifts, The lantern's glow adapts, sometimes brighter, sometimes dimmer, but always returning to center. In relationships too, comfort can come from remaining steady, letting your own warmth spread rather than shrinking back. And just like the lantern doesn't insist the wind stops before it can shine, you may discover ways to feel secure with your own boundaries, even as your partner's emotions come and go, like gusts that visit and move on. And perhaps at times your partner's questions seem repetitive, or concern feels confining, and you might notice how sometimes the real need is for reassurance. Am I safe? Are we okay? By hearing the need beneath the question, even tired patterns can soften. And just as that lantern quietly persists, you're free to consider healthy ways to respond from clarity, not just react from tension. And every relationship has its own unique ebb and flow. And although the winds come and go, the light does endure. And there's some part of you that may already know how to protect your inner peace, even as you care for others. And just as the lantern doesn't burn itself out for every breeze, you may let go of burdens that don't belong to you, freeing energy for connection and understanding. And when you imagine this gentle, unwavering light lasting through future breezes, you may find a space to breathe, to remember your own strength in any weather. The world outside may shift, and yet inside, this gentle illumination continues. Never perfect, but always enough. And as you sense that warm light drawing inwards, perhaps you can begin to allow your awareness to return, little by little, to the feeling of your own body, the surface you're resting on, the sounds of the room around you. There's no rush, simply notice each detail as you come back, bringing a gentle energy forward from that inner space. And when you're ready, you might allow your eyes to open fully, inviting clarity and balance, bringing back confidence into this present moment, knowing you can bring some of that calm lantern glow into your day, feeling reconnected and fully awake. And as you move forward from this experience, you may notice your ability to stay centered even when emotions swirl around you. Perhaps without effort, some part of you can now respond with understanding and maintain healthy boundaries, gently and naturally, whenever you meet those moments again. And every time you practice this session, you strengthen your own light. And you're welcome to return to this session whenever you wish. And until next time, goodbye and good mental health.